it's based on the history and examining the skin, but there's no specific blood test or other thing that we can do to say yes you have or haven't. It's based on clinical assessment. The other thing, in fact, I would say is that our treatments can work very well for rosacea. So sometimes if you're not sure, you start the treatment, and if they respond, then that rather supports the diagnosis.
We don't actually really know what causes rosacea as such, but there's definitely things that make the symptoms worse, and we call these triggers. And perhaps the big one is ultraviolet light, light from the sun. Others include spicy foods and hot foods, as well as hot drinks. Hot or cold temperatures, changes in temperature. Being stressed is certainly one. Aerobic exercises such as running, and in some people, alcohol.
Well, there is a link between drinking alcohol and rosacea in some people who have rosacea. So alcohol can cause flushing in some individuals. But the problem with talking about alcohol and rosacea is that if you see somebody with a red face and then you ask them as the first question, do you find when you drink alcohol your face flushes? The consultation becomes instantly dysfunctional, as they might think that you think that they're an alcoholic and that's why they got a red face. So it's not by any means the most important trigger for a flush in somebody who has a tendency to rosacea. But interestingly, a study looking at nurses in Ireland, they found that in those individuals who did report that they got flushing with alcohol, it was white wine more than red. It's a difficult question to answer because it's how common it is and how common it presents are maybe two different things. Women definitely present with rosacea more often than men, but it might just be that they are more disturbed by their facial changes and are more likely to go and see their GP. So there's that. When you get to the more inflammatory end of the spectrum, it's almost certainly even, male and female. And there is a pattern that is thought still to be rosacea, which is called rhinophyma, which literally means potato nose. It's a bit rude, but where you get thickening of the skin on the nose, usually in the nose, it can be elsewhere, and that is almost entirely confined to men.